Hello everyone, my name is Alekhya, Assistant Professor in Cybersecurity Department in IARE. And today our topic is on cyber resilience. So first of all, what is cyber resilience? So it is very much close to the business companies. So here, first of all, what are the contents we are discussing today is, so first one, what is enterprise resilience? So what is enterprise resilience and what is how the cyber resilience which is connected to enterprise resilience, and why is enterprise resiliency is relevant in the era of COVID-19 crisis management. So how it is used in the a certain time, this in the time of COVID-19 crisis, and how does cyber resiliency enable enterprise resiliency. So how does cyber resiliency enable enterprise resiliency, and how does cyber resiliency support digital transformation? So how does cyber resiliency, it has supported digital transformation, and what are the components of cyber resilience, and what are the 7 stages of integrated life cycle that accelerates cyber resilience, and how can cyber resilience can be improved in a company or an enterprise, and why care about cyber resilience, why we have to give importance to cyber resilience. And last one, so what cyber security versus cyber resilience, so what is the difference between them? So today we will discuss about these certain topics. So first one, what is enterprise resilience? So here cyber resilience, it is one of the ability of an organization to enable business accelerations by preparing for, responding to, and recovering from cyber threats. So it is nothing but, cyber resilience is nothing but, it is one of the ability to the organizations. So if there is any cyber threats happens, so how they have to prepare for the losses, how they have to respond for the threats, how they have to recover from those losses, those all has to be prepared for beginning itself. So it is nothing but the cyber resilience. It is nothing but the cyber resilience. So here, a cyber resilient organization can adapt to known and unknown crises, threats, adversities, and challenges. So here the organization can adapt to known and unknown crises, threats, adversities, and challenges. So it can adopt these things. And next one, the ultimate goal of cyber resiliency is to help the organization thrive in the faces of adverse conditions. So at the time of crisis, at the time of pandemic, any financial losses or volatility, like that, if there is any things that that affects the cyber affects the businesses or anything, so there has to be, so this gives some this cyber resiliency, they will give some guidelines for the organizations to make some safety measures. So and next one, enterprise resiliency. So first of all, we have discussed about the cyber resiliency. So it is the ability of the organization to enable business acceleration. So and how it is connected to the enterprise resilience. So what is enterprise resiliency? It is nothing but the ability for the organization to address static, financial, operational, and information risk in a manner to drive business growth, profitability, and sustained modernization, like digital transformation. So it is nothing but, so the difference is, it is the ability to, cyber resilience is the ability to the business acceleration, whereas enterprise resilience is the ability for the organization to address this static, financial, operational, and information risk in a manner, so in a certain manner to drive business growth. to make the business, to increase the business growth, to increase the profitability in a sustained digital transformation. Okay, it is nothing but enterprise resilience. And next one. So why is enterprise resiliency relevant in the era of COVID-19 crisis management? So how it has related in that certain period of time where the COVID pandemic has came. Okay, first one, COVID-19 caused businesses to react and change in many ways. So at the time of pandemic, these enterprise resiliency, because of this, businesses, they have reacted and they have changed in many ways. Some of them has closed, some of them has secured so many safety measures like that. It touched enterprise workforces. So it has touched the workforces of the enterprises. So it has supply chains, liquidity, and provided many other opportunities to pivot in response to risk. So in response to risk, they had developed so many things like the workforces, supply chains, and liquidity, and they have provided many opportunities for provided many other opportunities. And next one, chief among these is the conversion of traditional channels to digital. So in the pandemic time, there is no exchanging of things, so that they have changed everything to the digital. So like that, they have changed everything to from traditional channels to digital. So to digital, like they have so many have they have created online payments, online transformations, digitalizations, and online deliveries on through online orders. They have delivered everything they have done in a digital way. Like in spite of traditional channels, they have used this digital. So both during and after the pandemic. So during the pandemic, they have used these digital transformations, and where they are using after the pandemic also. So other things like other risk based opportunities. So in this, they include first one, strategic. So strategic can affect the sustainability of an organization. So it can affect the sustainability, so continuity of the organization. And these include, so what are the include what are these include, like geopolitical, business continuity, reputation, trust, competition, regularity, insurance, and legal risks. So these are the things that was included in strategic risks. So so if there is any continuity has missed, the reputation might be damaged. So nowadays the customers are having the trust based on the no breach of data to their personal data. So if they are giving any personal data to a company, so if there is any breach in the company, they are not trusting it. So like that, they have included these things. And next one, financial. So financial risks can undermine the liquidity and capital, cash flow, validity, solvency, and have implications for regulations, tax competition, complexities, and employee outsourcing. So these are the things they have included in these financial risks. And next one, operational. So operational risks, they are affecting the organizations operate their processes and people. So who are working in the organization and what are the processes that are included in the organization. These are all can be affected due to operational risks. And here they include employee well-being and safety. They include like employee well-being and safety, and dissolution of physical controls. Supply chains, third parties, business process outsourcings, and automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So these are all some operational things that were at a risk at the time. And next one, information and cyber. So these are the most critical to cyber resiliency. So they include the explosion of digital, exponential use of new technologies and remote workforce, SDN attack surface and insider attacks. Insider attacks means within the company itself the threats will be there. Insider threats and dynamic endpoint risks and zero trust attack surface. So zero trust attack surface. So these are all the things that were included in information and cyber. And next one. So like pandemics, the pandemics are not the only things which affect the businesses. Need to build resiliency. Okay, so while COVID-19 was was a once in a lifetime event, so we have seen so many events that were happened in COVID-19 pandemic. So any type of unforeseen circumstances, including forces of nature like tufans or any disasters, like abrupt shifts in the economy, terrorism and more, all need to be a part of comprehensive disaster recovery planning for building an enterprise resiliency. So building the enterprise resiliency is very important for an organization to make sure that any things that will happen, it might be through the cyber attacks, it might be through the nature, it might be through the pandemics, anything. So first they have to maintain some security measures to safeguard their things, like the processes, the employees, the things in their organization, all things, or their assets, like that, everything they have to make some safety measures. And next one, how does cyber resiliency enable enterprise resiliency? How does this cyber resiliency enable enterprise resiliency? So first one, business continuity enables an organization to continue its core business functions in the face of disaster, attack or other interventional forces. And next one, often businesses have disaster recovery plans. So business recovery plans that revolve around the natural disasters. Okay, a good disaster recovery plan will include a strategy to remain a cyber resilience during these events, as well as any other occurrences that puts in critical system at risk. So a good disaster recovery must include what? A strategy to remain cyber resilience during these events. So any event might happen that affect the organization. So a good disaster recovery should have the plan which include everything. And the key to drive enterprise resiliency is to build crisis shock absorbs to sustain business operations, customer outreach, and non-stop business transformation during times of crisis. So it is very important that non-stop business transformation during times of crisis is very important. And here digital transformation is a good strategy for building enterprise resiliency. So digital transformation is a very good strategy for building enterprise resiliency. So for example, we are having, digitally enabled organizations were able to quickly pivot. So they can make a quick pivot chart for the anything happens. And during COVID-19, and address supply chain issues, customer disruptions, and bring innovative products and services for their customers. So these are the things that were happened during the pandemic. And how does cyber resiliency support digital transformation? So digital transformation is nothing but transforming the traditional channels to the digital transformation. Okay, so everything like the currency or the transportation or the orders that we are giving. So everything that was digitalized. So here cyber resiliency plays a critical role in driving driving digital transformation. So which then enables enterprise resiliency and continuity. Okay, it plays a very important role in driving the digital transformation. So for example, we are having an example, organizations that embed cyber security at inception are better able to drive high velocity development, robust and resilience platforms. Okay. And next one. So what are the components of resilience, of cyber resilience? So further we are having a diagram. See here, this is the 360 degrees of cyber resilience. So where we are having protect, evolve, detect, and we are having some steps like strategize, withstand, defend, inspect, observe, recover, and adopt. So these are the 7 steps that were included in resilience, and which everything that should be protected, evolve, and detected. Okay. So first one, protect. So here a comprehensive digital transformation that addresses cyber resiliency requires integration of cyber security throughout the enterprise life cycle. So throughout the enterprise life cycle. So it is like to protect the business, to detect the changing risk surface and evolve the capability to address with changing threats. So these are very important. Protect, detect and evolve. So we have to protect the business, detect the changing risk surfaces and evolve to capability to address with changing threats. So first one, protect. So a good cyber resiliency strategy, it protects your systems, your applications and your data. So they protect systems, applications and your data. So mainly you need to ensure that only authorized users can access the systems and that can track them whenever they go once in a through strong identity access management. So you also need to be able to detect vulnerabilities in your application. So if you're using any application in an organization, so first of all we have to detect, is there any vulnerabilities in this particular application, and finding any weaknesses that might be exploited. So if there is any weaknesses that was found, that should be deleted, that has to be exploited immediately. And next one, finally, the privacy of your data. The privacy of your data is very important, and information about your customers, your employees, your organization's intellectual properties must be guarded with the higher levels of security. So all these things has to be secured in a highest level. So it is about protect. And next one, detect. The second part of good cyber resiliency strategy is to detect. The first one is protect and next one detect. The second part of good cyber resiliency is to detect when someone is trying to act maliciously against you. Okay, this can be very challenging as bad actors become more sophisticated and work in more covert ways to breach your environment. And next one, plus these advanced threats aren't limited to the outside. Some breaches begin inside an organization also. So not only outside, within the organization also some breaches might be there. And next one, the average delay in breach detection and containment is 280 days. Okay, so the average delay. So if you want to detect or if you want to delete some breach, so the containment period will be 280 days. So during this time, the bad actors can be stealing or destroying data and even damaging the systems themselves without any knowing. So without any knowledge, they might be steal the data or destroy the data, and even they can damage the systems what we are using in the organization. So this is about detect. This is about detect. And next one, to adequately detect security threats. So frequently, if you want to detect security risks, companies must understand what data they hold and where it resides. So where it was, so like the context of the data is very important. Where where the companies must understand which type of data they are holding and where it resides. Okay, and mapping your data enables you, so if you are mapping your data, it makes you enable understand its importance, govern it according to applicable regulatory demands, and minimize the risk of non-compliance, theft, and more. Okay, and next one, it's also helpful for security teams to understand individual user behavior. So when you understand what someone's normal actions are on the system, it's easier to identify behaviors also. So see here, it's also helpful for security teams to understand individual user behavior. Okay, when you understand what someone's normal actions are on the system, it's easy to identify behaviors. And next one reason why security teams struggle with detection is that many solutions generate so much data they can create. So false positives also. So in fact, so much data is generated that it's often hard to determine what is actual threat is. So okay, SOCs just don't have the time uh, to look at each alert individually and evaluate the risks. So that's why any good solution will have the ability to evolve and automate responses. And next one, evolve. A major component of cyber resiliency is the ability to adapt and evolve your security postures to stay ahead of threats. Okay, and hackers are constantly finding new ways to exploit vulnerabilities that everyone knows. Where hackers are constantly their job is to find some new ways to exploit the vulnerabilities and they want to attack. So they know that there are eventually be a fix for what worked yesterday. So they're constantly trying to figure out what will work tomorrow. So like that every time, constantly they are working on it. So a cyber resilience organization will anticipate the new attack vectors through threat modeling and work to defend them even before they become a vulnerability. So even if they became a vulnerability, they try to work to defend them. So these are about the things which are in the life cycles in the life cycle. So these are the important things like the protect, detect, and evolve. And next one, so 7 stages. So we are having, so in an integrated life cycle of cyber resilience, so we are having 7 stages. So 7 stages, what are they? So to measure how resilience effort are progressing, they are having 7 areas to access. So first one, strategize. So cyber governance, structure, and sensing capability to anticipate and address adversive business or cyber events. So these are the things to strategize. And next one, withstand. Withstand means adaptive mission preserving cyber defense framework that can withstand threats to the business. And next one, defend. So defend means it against disruptive cyber events based on a robot self-healing self-healing digital immunity and active cyber defense. So if there is anything happen within itself, it can self-heal the threats or it can defend on its own. And when coming to fourth stage, it is inspect. Inspect means real-time cyber visibility on real-time threats. Okay, through machine added detection, automated hunting, and advanced situation awareness. So these are all included in inspect. And next one, observe. So reliance on automation, machine learning, and adaptive cyber threat detection to address future threats to the business. And next one, recover. So, ability to rapidly restore digital platforms, adapt, and recover mission critical systems to avoid business interruptions. So, last one, adapt. So, continuously self assess and measure the state of cyber performance and continuous improvement to the support to the business. So, these are all the things that were included in adapt. So, this is the cyber resilience life cycle. So in this we are having 7 stages: strategize, withstand, defend, inspect, observe, recover, adapt. And what are the main things we are having? Protect, evolve, and detect. So which were applicable to each stage? Which were applicable to each stage? And next one, how can cyber resilience is improved? So it can be improved through artificial intelligence, digital, data science, like that we are having so many domains. So an effective cyber resilience strategy will include the components of multiple cyber security solutions. So they include first one, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So they are very important contributors to affect cyber resilience. So with the mountains of data generated by security solutions, the use of systems that can analyze behaviors and risks and automate response can significantly increase an organization's ability to intelligently adapt to vulnerabilities and attacks. So these are included in AML. And data security. Data security means, so here ensuring data security is a primary component of both cyber security and cyber resilience. So this include data in both structured and unstructured formats. So you need to be able to analyze the data you have as well as glean important insights. So you can stay compliant with privacy and other governmental regulations. And next one, application security. So it mainly begins in your application development process. So it mainly begins in the application we are using and the development process. So here the testing needs to be scalable. The testing needs to be scalable, flexible, on premises or on demand, and integrate with your DevOps. So it should include like developer friendly processes, and the code should be easy for navigable. The code should be easily navigable. And next one, identity and access management. Identity and access management. So it is the ability to manage the who and what that access your systems and data. So who are nothing but the customers and the employees in your company, and what is nothing but the devices and the services in the what we are using in the organization. Okay, it enables you to develop trusted identities with the right level of access. So it will mainly develop trusted identities with the right level of access. And next one, knowing the normal patterns of these identities makes it easier to identify when abnormal patterns appears. So knowing the normal patterns of these identities makes it easier to identify when abnormal patterns appears. And next one, security operations. Security operation solutions needs to enhance the productivity of resources. So especially considering the current security talent shortages. So next one, why we should care about cyber resilience. So why it is very important. So here the security landscape is constantly changing. So the security landscape is nothing but the taking the security measures for an organization or anything that changing constantly. So every time advancements has been coming. So from hackers to the disasters to changing business models and more. An approach to cyber security that is flexible, adaptable, and resilience is the best path to business continuity. Okay, a cyber resilient organization, it can realize many benefits. So many benefits like we are having fewer incidents. So cyber resiliency increases an organization's cyber security posture and its ability to prioritize and respond to risks. So when security operation centers like SOCs can easily filter out false positives, they can focus their attention on true threats and reduce the number of security incidents that take place. And next one, few fines and penalties. So fewer fines and penalties also. So when organization is cyber resilient, so it can more easily identify and detect the data it collects and compliance with regularity and government oversight. So this means fewer fines and penalties can reduce the risk for lawsuits. And next one, less risk of breach. So robust cyber resilience can help reduce the risk of CS4's worst nightmare. And if security breach can affect you not only from like a technology standpoint, but they can also stop vital business processes and cause a public relation nightmare and that damages your reputation. And next one, enhanced reputation. So nowadays, customers are wary about the trusting organizations with their data. So if they are giving any data, the organization should be well trusted. So seeing the brand name associated with the breach can determine the trust. But brands who are diligently to protect customer data can develop a loyal following that eventually translates into enhanced bottom line. So based on the brand names and the combination with the breaches, only the customers are trusting. That is nothing but enhanced reputation. So last one, cyber security versus cyber resilience. So what is cyber security and what is cyber resilience and what is the difference between them? So cyber security is the protection of computer systems. We all know that. And endpoints from threat or damage. So it can apply to closed systems, but is more often used to refer to the protection of internet connected devices and networks. So often they are nothing referred as IoTs also, Internet of Things. So a good cyber security is an essential element of cyber resilience. See here, a good cyber security is an important element of cyber resilience. So if you want to make the if you want to make the cyber resilience good at every element, so the cyber security is also a good essential element in a cyber resilience. So cyber security, it protects information collected from employees, vendors, customers like that. So critical infrastructures, processes and intellectual properties upon business which is built. Whereas cyber resilience, it enables organizations to secure the businesses, reduce exposure time to cyber threats and reduce the impact of attack to help ensure continued sustainability. So this is the difference between them. Cyber security is something that is giving protection, and like cyber resilience is nothing but how we have to secure the things and how we have to reduce the risk that were happening at a certain point of time. Okay, this is about the difference between the cyber security versus cyber resilience. This is the references. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.